Welcome, arriving yogis. Nice to have you on board for Sunday Sacred Self-Care class. There are just a few in the class, but friends typically wander in over the first 5 or 10 minutes. Please relax on your back, take a load off, settle in. You're muted. You could play pretty music in the background if you want. Whatever soothes your soul. Welcome on Zoom, welcome on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're lying on our back. It's Sunday Sacred Self-Care Yoga. Settle in, take a load off. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Wiggle your legs out a couple of times, become aware of your breathing. Relax your brain back. We have a good hour-long session of self-care, movement, prayer, chanting, breathing, connection with self. No rush. The absence of rush, in fact. And perhaps move the breathing more down toward your belly button. Make a meditation out of the rise and the fall of your navel stem. Welcome to those joining on the YouTube and Facebook page. This is 1 hour of Sunday Sacred Self-Care Yoga, and it's all about some yin yoga, some restorative, some movement, but not only of the body, but of the mind, deeper into the sanctuary of ourself. This is accessible for everybody. About 2-3 more minutes on the back. Relax. Let your eyes roll back. Feel nice and heavy on the floor. To the friends just joining, we're in our first 8 to 9 minutes lying on the back, getting in the mood for sacred Sunday self-care yoga. We're going to have a good time because we say so. Creating this inner connection, this inner blending spreads into every area of our life, bringing success, abundance, health, and prosperity everywhere when we're connected. Good. Let's spend 1 minute tapping into our feels, exactly what our emotional nature is right now. Feel exactly what it feels like to be you right here in this leading edge current moment of your experience. Or as I like to say, breathe what you feel and feel what you breathe. Catch up with yourself. Extraordinarily powerful process for creating conscious contact with our deeper self. Let the breath come a little more fully, an extra beat of inhalation, 2 extra beats of exhalation. Just accepting things exactly as they are. The paradox of acceptance, meaning we accept things as they are, knowing that they're going to change, and we're never stuck, we're never permanently embedded in any experience. We're always going to be transitioning, transforming, uplifting. Good. Now take the biggest inhale of the whole day, big whopping inhale, several square liters of air. Inhale, inhale, cubic, I should say. Exhale, let it all go, empty out, be an empty vessel for a few moments. The bliss of being itself. There's nothing we could ever accomplish, say, or do that would improve upon our true nature. You cannot, by taking thought, add 1 cubit to your measure. Religious way of saying it. Good. Then wiggle your fingers and toes, circulate extra super feel good through yourself. Conjure up a big batch of endogenous morphines, arms up to the ceiling. Lace your arms up over your head. Point your toes forward. Writhe around, make adorable little snow angels on the floor. And when you stretch in the morning, you might get that elasticy, plasticky, fantastic, feel good stretch that makes you go, ooh, or ah, or both. Good. Draw your knees in, give yourself a hug. All right. It's 11:11, which is always a propitious time. So let's roll up and do our hour of Sunday sacred self-care yoga. What do you say? Arms up that you can hear me. It's always a big help. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate that. Well, welcome everybody. Zoom friends, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. It's nice to have all these beautiful media nowadays to carry the message. And the message of this class, plain and simple, is the bottom line of existence, which is, yogis call it Sat Chit Ananda. I like happy, joyous, and free, but it means the acquisition and the living experience of ever conscious, ever aware, ever new bliss. That's who we really are. Anything less than that is our own mind and body getting in the way of that beautiful signal that's always being sent. The signal is always being sent. Many are called, few are choosing. So you are choosing. So kudos for that. So drop your chin, close your eyes. Let's practice a minute or so of Vipassana meditation, meaning paying attention simply to the breath at the tip of your nose, to the exclusion of everything else. If the barbarians attack, the barbarians are thoughts, plans, schemes, ideas, memories, sensations. Just pour beautiful breath all over them. This is the one thing most people will not do to address the turbulence of their life, is to simply sit and be quiet for a few moments and watch their breath. It's interesting, nobody can do this for us, not our coach or our mentor or the government or a politician or in your doctor or your mate or your kids or Jesus. No one else can do this intentional turning inward and becoming quiet. No one can do it for us. But when we do it, a host of helping hands show up to move us down our path of happy destiny. Okay, we'll chant Om together. Remember, you're muted, so if you haven't done this before, just chant Om and see what happens. Big inhale. Chanting Om breaks up the accretion, the accumulation, the congestion of stuck energies in our body, in our mind, in our spirit. Okay, we'll bring the hands into the heart for a little invocation, affirmation, intention, prayer, depending on your disposition. God, love, source, being, infinite, higher power. Remind us experientially in our practice today of who we really are. Let the firewall of our small self give way to the infinitude of the glory within. Amen. Okay, let's get started. Let's shoulders, 1, 2. This is, of course, joint juice, just designed to get the stuck energies out of the joints. It's nothing extreme. It's just some coordinated, mindless movement. Other way, 1. Remember, we're not here to fire up our mind. We're here to fire it for a moment, to put it aside, to lose it. Lose your mind, gain the world. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. Lace your hands, thumbs up. Draw your thumbs straight down the widest part of your neck. 8 times. Smooth, broad strokes with your thumbs. This is some self-care, some self-soothing, some self-nurture. That's a lot of what Sunday is. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we dig for gold. You take your thumbs underneath the corner of your jaw, essential to relax your face down into your hands. Dig your thumbs in circles underneath your jawbone. Go exploring. 5, 6, 7. Good. Now hold steady pressure, perhaps going deeper. Relax your hands. See how peaceful and serene the disposition of the class is. Right hand, left back corner of your skull. Tilt noggin to the right. Close your eyes. Tilt your chin slightly forward. Very heavy left shoulder. Soften your mouth. No facial expression. No one to please. Nothing to prove. No one to prod. Nothing to poke. Just allowing the beauty of this present moment, the Sat Chit Ananda, the happy, joyous, and free to bubble up to the surface. Silly to live our whole lives and not connect with that. Terribly common, however. That's where humans are at in their current level of evolution. As the collective, individuals pop up on their own all the time. Men go crazy in congregation. They only get better one by one. Okay, click your head back up. Left finger's back right corner. Tilt head left. Drop chin down, tilt left, drop chin, relax right shoulder. Please relax your facial expression. A soft and passive mouth. Drool if you want. I'm a big fan. Wait for it, because it's already here. Everything we're waiting for is already here. How can infinity possibly evolve? That's a good spiritual question. Click your head back up. Very nice. We'll drop our chin for 6 head rolls. And 1, lose your mind. 2, forget the future. There's no such thing. There's just an endless sequence of nows. 4, 5, 6, other way. It's a weird thought when we think there's no such thing as a future. It might seem restrictive or limiting, but it actually opens up the universe of an endless now, always unfolding. That's how infinity evolves. 6, relax your head down, close your eyes. Make ujjayi breathing, soft, whispery, throaty sound at the back of your throat. Go into your inner sanctum of perfect peace. It's in there somewhere. It's not easy to find at the start. It becomes easier to find when you establish your sanctuary and build it on the inside. You've built the one thing in life that really matters. All physical construction comes tumbling down sooner or later. The construction of sanctuary on the inside is eternal. That's why it's known as the pearl of great price. Good, beautiful Sunday, friends. Okay, and we'll move it a bit. Switch across your legs. And a 30-second forward fold, comparing yourself not to anyone else, just yourself. Comparing ourselves to ourselves, that's a valid comparison. Comparing who we are today to who we were yesterday. We might call that introspection or inventory or self-inquiry. Everyone of any measure employs that. If we don't do it, we're just wandering around, banging into things. There's no baseline. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, deepen down. Now, if your elbows don't hit the floor, you might put them on a block and prayer hands to your forehead. Gently massage your forehead softly with love, as your favorite sage, saint, or holy person might. Otra dirección, por favor, con sus manos. But then just relax, hold perfectly still, let your hands melt inside your head. Visualize something beautiful. Where would you like to be today, a year from now, 10,000 years? Visualize a compelling image in your third eye that floats your boat. Are you playing a harp in heaven? Are you riding a speedboat with 8 of your friends? Are you delivering a TED Talk and inspiring the world? Are you playing with your grandchildren? Are you sitting in ecstatic meditation? What vision floats your boat? Don't let other people float your boat for you. It'll sink. Got to have a vision, got to aim our souls. We're aiming creatures. Okay, kids, please come up. Ah, that felt good. I like Sunday because on Saturday and other days of the week, we beat our brains out with our yoga. That's good. It's good to be strong, healthy, and vital. Some self-care, some nurturing, some soothing. We've switched the cross of our legs. We came forward. We came forward. Now we moved our head. We bobbed it left and right like a kelp bed off Monterey with the schools of fish floating through our hair. We like that vision. But then we put ourselves on our fingertips. We inhaled long spine. We looked forward to our bright future. Exhale, we deepened and we found something to put our elbows on that was reasonable. We massaged our Ajna chakra, our forehead, our third eye. We rubbed it like a genie's bottle. And we rubbed it the other way. And then we held perfectly still and we allowed our hands, our action, our tools of action to melt into our mind, our tool of imagination and visualization. See something else you like. Are you flying in your own plane? Are you driving your yacht? Are you riding horses with your kids? Are you curing a disease? Are you delivering a sermon? Are you doing nothing? Where are you going today? As you chart your own course, exhale all the air out. Come up, beautiful yogis. All right. Now, there comes a point in life where you no longer need evidence, you need proof. So arms up. Proof is the experience. Arms out, hands behind your back. Drag your hands up your chakras. behind your neck chakra. Poof. Make it slow and sensual and delicious and yummy. Up your back, behind your neck, simultaneous poofing. Poof. We'll do the colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, turquoise, infinity. One more. These are the colors of the rainbow, of course. Our chakras: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Poof. Arms out wide. Drop your chin. Close your eyes. Just big, wide open hands. The spiritual expression of wide open arms. Many spiritual motifs and archetypes represented here, obviously. You're open for business. You're humble. You are vulnerable. You're open to the world. You are exposed. You're alive. You're present. You are not hidden. Plus, your arms start to hurt. So, just about everything here. Good. Now, arms forward, paws up, lean forward into your paws for 28 seconds. If you got bendy wrists, you got bendy wrists. If you don't have bendy wrists, you don't have bendy wrists. I kind of like to oscillate, ovulate side to side a little bit. That may not have been the right word. Side to side. Get you happy on. Pump some happy through yourself. Learn to live on your own supply. It's nice to get it from other people, but sometimes they'll close the spigot on you and we'll be left wanting if we're living on someone else's supply. We've all made that mistake, overdependence on the external world. So slowly, sometimes through humility and other times through humiliation, we learn to run on our own supply. Good. Now lean into both simultaneous. Drop your chin, make ujjayi breathing. We are calm and peaceful souls. Well, why is that? Because we say so, and it aligns with the truth of who we are. As we start to speak the truth in all of our words, the power of truth comes through us. If we don't speak truth, truth will be there. We just won't connect with it. Good job. Sufficient. Okay. Bring your paws out of there. Extend your arms out. Internal rotation. Bring the hands up the back. Pack the back of your wrists into your armpits. Now, look at me. Look how close I can bring my elbows together. Not so much. You can probably bring your elbows together. Got a big old broad chest and blah, 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 blah. Stretch them wrists. Squeeze them pectorals. Lose your mind. We're not going anywhere. We've already arrived. So weird. These are holy, sacred, reverent movements. These are prayers. Good. Take your paws out and then pray like this. Rolls them around. Get them happy. Other way. Easy does it on Sunday. Once we tap into this energy, we're running on a power much greater than ourselves. So not so much self-will or effort. Easy does it. Shake away your cares and worries. Cup your hands at your beautiful heart. Drop your chin. Meditate with me for 30 seconds, just feeling your breath, feeling your heart, feeling the vibration of your head and hands and heart. I am a child of the Most High. I am all appearances to the contrary. I am whole, complete, and perfect. And even though I don't see the full picture of things, it doesn't mean the full picture is not there. So I learn every day in grace, humility, and forgiveness, just to let another set of scales fall from my eyes so I can see a little more truth every day. Good. Lace these same self paws. Push them up, kitty cats. Waddle with me on your hiney. Just feels absurdly good for, so simple. Shouldn't we do something more complex to feel good? All the good stuff is simple. Complicated people forget that. Turn left, right hand, left knee, left arm behind you. Get a little happy Sunday twist. Turn your face to the right as your chest goes to the left. Just be a prayer, be a hieroglyph, be a symbol of the soul. Bodies are the reflection of our soul, obviously, we know that. A modern Western materialist scientist would say, no, the body is just a clump of elemental atoms and conglomerations of molecules, and the body just squirts out consciousness the way the liver squirts out bile. But we know that that's not the true message. We know the body is a layer of our soul. Too many people are buying into that materialist paradigm, and it's hurting who they think they are. Go to a scientist for every conceivable bit of information about the empirical world. I wouldn't necessarily go to a scientist for my philosophy or my worldview. And release. Inhale up. Lace your paws, push up. Now hold the sky up with your paws, hold the earth down with your butt. Be the conduit between heaven and earth. That's who you really are. You're not an insignificant fleck of DNA accidentally produced on an insignificant planet. You are the conduit between heaven and earth. It's extremely important to remember that. Inhale. Exhale to the right, left hand, right knee, right arm behind you. After you get a good little twist, turn your face left, torso right. Close your eyes. Practice Samtosha, the yoga art of contentment with exactly the way it is right now. It's not resignation. It's not giving up. It's not saying this is as good as it gets. It's none of the kind. It's saying that this is as good as it's gotten, and I know it's going to get better. And I know through gratitude and humility now, I will only open up space for more grace. Peace, be still. One of the reasons I like Sunday sacred self-care yoga is that these words come out of my mouth and they're not really my words. They're being channeled through me, and then I feel the effect of the beautiful words. I take no credit. It's all grace. Of myself, I am nothing. The universe in me doeth the works. Inhale and release. Good job. All right. Stretch pins out. Open up your feet. Spread them little guys open nice and wide. Push paws up. Knuckles on your head. Lean forward. Slightly bend your knees. Bring your inner knees and your inner ankle bones together. Spread your toes wide with your knees bent a couple inches up off of the floor. Shoulders relaxed. Be firm here as you lean forward, elbows bent, knees bent. Inhale. Exhale, strongly straighten your legs, strongly straighten your spine, strongly dorsiflex your ankles, strongly extend your arms up. Be strong. I'm going to come push you over because I've heard from people that you're a pushover and that you can easily be knocked over. But that's not true anymore. You've learned to hold your ground. You've learned to grow roots. You've learned yes means yes and no means no. You've learned to speak your piece, even though it's scary and nerve-wracking sometimes. You've learned to speak your piece. Because we know if we don't, we're just building a bigger volcano later. So we've decided to speak our truth. Good, then hands down, feet in, and we will express our truth. Lift up, bottoms up, head back. Good, yogis, come on down. All right, we continue with smooth, easy Sunday movements. Cross your right thigh over your left. And then hook your right ankle underneath your left if God made you to do that. God made us to do a lot of different things. God did not make me to do that, at least not yet. And slide in as far as you can. And then keep your left foot flat. Express yourself. Lift up. We go within and then we go without. We impress and then we express. Good, kids. Now, come on down. Now I'm going to slightly angle myself to the right. I already bought it. I'm going to borrow a yoga block. My knees and ankles are still crossed. I'm going to put a yoga block nicely underneath my head. And we're going to do a yin version of squeeze. So I'm going to reach up and grab my uppermost knee, in this case, my left one. If my knees and ankles were crossed, it would be even stronger, but it's Sunday. Now I like the blanket or block underneath my head, and we're going to yin this. We're going to yin it for a full minute. We're going to let our booties relax. We're going to let our innards soften. We're going to let the shoulders drop. We're going to swallow once. We're going to be unusually happy for no apparent reason. We really like that. You may hear your innards churn. There could be, golly knows what will happen when you're doing this. Air will move. But there's a lot of love. There's a lot of holding on. There's a lot of nurturing. There's a lot of hugging here. This is church. Generally, when you go to church, you don't do this on the pew, but I guess you could. I consider this church. Church is where you go to meet God or source. It's not a physical proximity, although it can be. It's wherever you are. The church is inside of ourselves. Okay, now let's transition this into a twist to get the ick out of our body. So I still have something underneath my head. My knees are in. I'm going to roll them down and to the left. It's okay that my right shoulder lifts, and it's okay that you put a blanket or a block underneath your left ear. It's okay that your left forearm holds your knees down. It's okay if your right arm goes all the way down to the floor, or you simply park your right hand on top of your right hip as you slowly roll your torso open to the right. Twists mean out with the old, in with the new. You can't put new wine into old wine skins.
So let's squeeze our wineskin, shall we? I've run enough wine through me, that's for sure. Not so much anymore. I got a new wineskin that I fill mostly with water now and coffee. Relax, open. We're always opposing gravity and its effect on our body. Here you can surrender into gravity. Okay, biggest inhale you got. Big release. More degrees of release. An extra vertebra goes crack. Bring your knees back up. And come on up, kids. Excellent. That was a beautiful sequence, even if I do say so myself. I didn't think of it. Uncross. Sit country style for a sec. Good now, left thigh all the way over your right. Extra strong cross. Now, those of you who can flick the ankle under, do that, because you should if you could. You can. Now slide in as far as you can. Now the key is the right foot remains flat, as do the hands. So that gives you a triangle tether to the floor. Bottoms up. Express yourself. Declare who you are to the world. I am. I am. And then what you add to your I am is who you become. I am strong. I am healthy. I am worthy. I am deserving. I am anointed. I am blessed. I am favored. I am increased. I am a child of the Most High, whatever your language is. Good kitty cats. Come on down. Now I'm shifting as an angle so we can see ourselves. And I'm positioning block or blanket or pillow underneath my head. Knees come in tight, still crossed with ankles. If you can do it, reach up and grab uppermost knee and a minute in it so that we can win it. Guts squeeze, booty stretches, shoulders relax. Plus, it's a strong internal rotation of our thighs. It's an inward spiraling of our legs, which is nice. We do inward and outward spirals. Really relax the back of your head. Let your forehead melt. And once again, I remind you, be unusually happy for no apparent reason. That's Sat Chit Ananda, happy, joyous, and free as the ground state of being. Okay, biggest inhale you got. And release. Now, knees are pulled in tight and then they smoothly come down to the right. And it's okay if your left shoulder lifts. Not many of us are flexible enough to let the knees go down without the left shoulder lifting. Now you have to custom design the height of the block or blanket underneath your head. And bendies, their left arm will come all the way down, including their left shoulder. Stiffies, you can park your left hand on top of your right hip. You can roll your chest open. I like to pin my knees down with my right elbow, forearm, and hand. And then I like luxuriating in the juicy twist. Maybe feeding my left arm out more as I gain some facility in the pose. Be still and know that you are, you know who. Samtosha, accepting the perfection of this moment. We are exactly who we are in this moment. We are infinite spiritual creatures evolving through a human existence, always, always uplifting, upgrading, evolving higher and higher. Not always in a straight line, certainly with hiccups, but we use every hiccup to bounce up higher. We don't think of lows as lows anymore. We think of them as trampolines. We take the bounce. And quite frankly, nothing, no worldly force will ever stop us, impede us, block us, because no worldly force ever could or ever will unless we let it. Okay, let's inhale them knees back up. Now let's uncross our knees and we'll square ourselves up, maybe with some grunting and groaning. Now knees in, blanket or block behind your head, yes or no. Grab your big toes and just rock side to side. Soothe your kidneys. I try to do more of this one after passing that recent kidney stone. I want to keep my kidneys soft, pliant, relaxed, squishy. Good. Now lift up your head high. Now this is a pose you normally don't do in church, but you do in my church. Now I'm going to try to bring my knees down, and we're going to hold happy baby or happy human pose for a full minute, and we're going to let it radiate deep into our hips, groins, buttocks, hamsters, rock the chin. Let it sink in. Greg says, be unusually happy for no reason. Then you can be happy for every reason. You know how people say, well, such and such triggered me? Well, if you do enough of this spiritual work, the entire world is a trigger of joy. Everything. The glint of life, light off a leaf, the giggle of your grandchild, the smell of a hot dog, the cloud floating by, a hummingbird, a prosaic curb, everything. Good. Lift up your head, feeties up, head back, and then widen out into victory pose. Ankles, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now dorsiflex your ankles, meaning right angles of your ankles. Turn your heels up and your toes down. 10 seconds of evolving my undercarriage pose. Stay strong through your knees. Don't be slack, be firm. Steer them, not sook them. Please to bend your knees. Bend them, brings them in, rolls them up. Hey, we're back. Good to see you. Welcome to all the new folks joining on various media, and thanks to the Zoom friends for joining. We got about 10 more minutes.
Now, we're going to put our feet together into foot prayer, and we're going to massage the middle, center, bottom of our feet. This is where the elite meet to bring soothing and self-care to their beautiful pink feet. Massage middle center. Ah, say that with me as you're massaging your feet. Inhale.
Sounds relaxing.
Is Om chanted sideways. Good. Now push your booty in as far as you can. Some people can push their crotch into their heels. Great yogis can bring butt cheeks and sit on the little cupola of your feet. I wouldn't recommend that. I know many people who can do it. Does that make them better than us? Only at that. Wag them knees. If you do this fast enough, you can levitate like a hummingbird. Straighten if you can. Now, this is the pose of lots of triangles, so it's very geometrically solid. Okay, squeeze knees in together and we'll counter pose. Pull heels into your bottom. People can do that. Knees all the way in, and then get a hold of yourself. Next time somebody says, get a hold of yourself, sit on the floor and do this in front of them, and they will think, wow, this person is really good at getting a hold of themselves. Float head up, drop chin down, and get in touch with your egg. This is egg. And when you know your egg, you're an agnostic. Agnostic means one who knows their egg. Ever studied the agnostics of the 3rd and 4th century? They were a wild sect of believers. They had some crazy theology, but they were cool. Everybody gets a understanding or a misunderstanding of their own understanding. That's okay. Thank God we can think differently. You can't imagine a God that would force us all to think exactly the same thing. That wouldn't be God, that would be a tyrant. And God is anything but. God has blessed us all with the freedom to have brains and to think. What binds us is not that we all think the same thing. What binds us is that we're all made of the same substance. Spirit. Good. Now, lefty leg out, righty ankle over the top, lefty shin in. Our favorite Sunday pose, Yogasana, right forearm on top, broadswords for hands, hands relax, tall spine, chin level, close your beautiful eye shades, place your tongue on the hard palate, and think to yourself, nothing. Tied for first of all great lines of scripture, you cannot by taking thought add 1 cubit to your measure, but you can by stopping thought realize your true measure. Good. Grab elbows, brings them up. Work them side to side. Paint a portrait. Reframe yourself, I should say. Arms out. Minnie Mouse wristwatch. Right arm under. Now hug yourself. Oh, baby. Haven't seen you for a while. Get all passionate with yourself. Within reason, fold your arms up, ups and downs with your elbows, left and right. There are crows on my ceiling walking around. I knew I heard something up there. The caw was a dead giveaway. Cause and effect. Good. Now, take your elbows to the right, nose to the left. Tilt your head to the left. Tilt your forearms to the right. Be the Madonna, be the beautiful mother of the world, perfect forgiveness, perfect sacrifice, the one who's willing to send her child into the world and become who they're meant to be. Mothers are the most courageous of all humans. They send their child into the world. And back to the center. And thence, if you have a block, you could put it there. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, yoga mudra. If you're in the mudra, come on down. If your head doesn't easily hit the block, blocks typically have more than one orientation. Relax forward. Crow is literally knocking on my ceiling. Huh. Okay, kids, come on up. And speaking of a loud, continuous sound, arms up to the ceiling, beauties. Prayer hands. God bless us, one and all. Very good. And we'll extend these self-same legs out. And we'll do one of my favorite things, which is to wogulate your legs. Woggle, woggle. Lefty ankle over your right. Right shin comes in if it does. And it does. Pull back on my hi, how you doings. Sit up extra tall. Touchdown. Left forearm on top. Pause, relax. Shoulders up. Shoulders lax. Chin level. Eyes closed. Tip of the tongue on the roof of your mouth. Grounding, rooting, stabilizing, firm, connected, aligned. There's the word. You are aligned. Say to yourself, inside of yourself, I am a calm and peaceful soul. And you will be. Grab your elbows. Reframe yourself. You can always tell a new story about yourself. Don't have to keep repeating the same narrative to everybody. Good. Now, arms out for Minnie Mouse wristwatch with your white gloves on. And then left arm under. And then make out with yourself. Oh, baby. Get all passionate with yourself. Fold your forearms up. Ups and downs, left and rights with your elbows. Grease up them shoulder blades. There are demons, dragons, and devils back there hiding. And so nothing hides from the light permanently. So dig them out. They're fleeing. They realize they can't live on you anymore.
Good. Now elbows much to the left, nose much to the right. Tilt your head to the right, forearms to the left. Hold your baby. Be the courageous mother who releases the child into the world to experience the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, knowing each child must go through the trial to become who they are, just like you did. Maybe it would be better to just bubble wrap our kids and wrap them in Teflon and lock them away so that nothing bad would ever happen. But we know that's not why we're here. Good. Back to the center. Release your wingies. Place a block at the size that you like. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Pray with me. Head down, bow. Create balance between head and hips. Lose your mind. Feel the river of life run straight through you. Next inhale, come up. Now, another favorite line of mine in scriptures, maybe it is for you too, it says, without vision, the people perish. So we'll end with a reflexology to build vision, not just physical vision, as important as that is, but being able to see above the crowd, above the labyrinth, to see where we're going. Take your thumbs underneath your big toe metatarsal. Dig in right underneath that. It should be spicy, hot, and provocative. Go deep. Get to the point of like, wow, yikes. Use thumbnail. Push hard. Now hold steady pressure. Push. Drop your chin. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. This is the Ayurvedic point of Kashipra for vision. If we can see the potholes, if we can see the mistakes we've made over and over again, we have vision. We can go forward much more quickly. Now, feeling this strong stimulation, chant Om with me. Hands at the heart, chin bows. God, love, source, infinite higher power, grant us, bless us, vision, knowledge, power in great measure. Amen. 5 minutes on the back for Shavasana. I will guard the premises for you. Please take full advantage of dissolving into the infinite. You guys did beautifully today. An honor to share the presence with you. Just dissolve onto the floor. Don't make a big deal out of it. Bag of bones, sack of clams. Relax your eyes. Settle your butt. Wiggle your legs. Relax your mouth. Open up the little caps on your fingers and toes and let yourself drain out. Relax.
release. St. Paul said, I die daily. Maybe he did Shavasana once a day. Good. Then that beautiful invitation that comes every Sunday in our Shavasana, where you can invite in consciously, deliberately, without reservation, God, love, source, being, infinite, higher organizing principle, all that is. You can say, yes, I open myself. Come on in. Fill me, lift me, guide me, direct me. Be with me. Never coerced, never forced, always from choice. And if you prayed that prayer with me, the prayer of connection, of invitation, wiggle your fingers and toes and circulate a huge, fresh, new, lively dose of life force, spirit, Holy Ghost, chi, prana into yourself. Take a nice deep breath of it, feeling its refreshing, enlivening spirit through you. Draw your knees in, curl onto right side. Good. And after a good session of loving all over yourself, we'll eyes closed, sit up nice and slow together. We shall. And our eyes are closed, so we're resonating, ruminating in that beautiful connected spirit. Hands to the heart, head bows. God, love, source, infinite, all that is. Remind us of our infinite connection and our perfect individuality, the best of both worlds. In your name, all together we say, Namaste. Kids, we were a strong and powerful group. Thank you for squeezing these words out of me. I could not do it without you. Thank you for your support. Thanks those